Streaming live on News8000.com. This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Friday, January 19th, 2024. Happy Friday. Jeff is off today, but don't worry. Meteorologist Bill Grahl is standing by, and he is here with our weather update this morning. Good morning, Bill.
Hi, Alexandra. A good morning to everyone. Only 5 o'clock here, so you guys got me beat by an hour. But hey, another cold day yesterday. Temperatures 10 degrees in Eau Claire, 12 in Winona and La Crosse, 13 in Black River Falls. 10 was the high in Viroqua, only single digits for highs in parts of southeastern Minnesota. Those are the type of numbers I'm looking at for today, with single-digit highs for many locations. It's another bitterly cold start to the day. Again, there's the almanac, 12 the high yesterday, 1 below in the morning. Just a trace of snow, that little clipper system that tracked by to our south late in the day and into last evening. 27 and 10 are the averages. Record 50 for the high. That would feel nice in 1947. 32 below the record low set in 1970. We've got that wind chill advisory in play until 9 o'clock this morning. Stuck in the freezer today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Then finally some warmer temperatures with highs in the 30s next week, believe it or not. So just some passing clouds today as that clipper has now moved well to our south and east. Current temps in the single digits above and below zero. We're right at zero in Eau Claire and La Crosse, with wind chills in the teens below zero, even 20s below zero in parts of southeastern Minnesota. So another frigid day with those passing clouds, highs only around 8 degrees. More on that 8-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Bill, we will see you then. Thank you. A lot of news to get to this morning, including a story that's breaking overnight. A massive police presence on Farnham Street on La Crosse's south side late last night. News 8 sent a team to the scene who saw numerous police cars, including a SWAT unit around Farnham Street and West Avenue. They also saw police with assault-style rifles standing guard in the street. La Crosse City Police could not confirm any details for us, but did say their command staff were all busy. We also reached out to dispatch to see if there's a risk to public safety. We were told we would get a call back. We're still waiting for that. This is a breaking story. We will continue to monitor it and bring you updates as we receive them. New this morning, La Crosse fire crews called to a structure fire last night in the 1600 block of Denton Street. News 8 crews on scene reported seeing smoke coming from the roof of the residence and firefighters climbing onto the roof to try to access what appeared to be the attic of the home. You see them on the roof right there. Fire officials say nobody was hurt and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. To the campaign trail now, all 3 top Republican presidential candidates are expected back on the campaign trail in New Hampshire today as they head into the final weekend before the nation's first primary. Former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley continue to escalate their attacks on one another, with Haley closing in behind Trump in the polls there. CBS News correspondent Bradley Blackburn has the update.
Former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley traded barbs in dueling cable news appearances last night. Trump on Fox News.
She's not going to make it. She has no chance. She's got no way. MAGA's not going to be with her.
Haley was asked to respond directly to those comments later on CNN.
The reason he's throwing these temper tantrums is because he knows I do have a chance. The reason he's doing this is because he knows he's not able to defend his record.
Haley had New Hampshire to herself as the only GOP candidate on the campaign trail yesterday. Trump attended his mother-in-law's funeral in Florida. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis also spent the day in the Sunshine State as his campaign continues to shift focus to Haley's home state of South Carolina. In a radio interview yesterday, DeSantis said he has the resources to stay in the race through March.
I'm in it to win it. At some point, if that's not working out for you, I recognize that this isn't a vanity thing for me.
Yesterday, President Joe Biden weighed in on Trump's Iowa caucus's win before heading to an infrastructure event in North Carolina.
Well, I don't think Iowa means anything. The president got 50-some thousand votes, the lowest number of votes anybody's won got.
The president's re-election campaign plans to highlight abortion rights with ads and a rally to mark next week's anniversary of the landmark Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision.
Former President Trump has been splitting his time, of course, between the campaign trail and the courtroom for his various legal trials. His lawyers filed a brief urging the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn a Colorado court's decision to block him from the state's primary ballot. And in New York, an expert testified it could cost Trump $12 million or more to repair the reputation of writer E. Jean Carroll during a second defamation civil suit filed against him. A new stopgap funding extension bill that could avert a government shutdown has passed through both houses of Congress. The package passed the Senate yesterday 77-18 and the House 314-108. The bill now moves to the president's desk, which, if signed, would push back tonight's government shutdown deadline to March 1st. If the bill is not signed before 11:59 tonight, the government will go into a partial shutdown. The U.S. Capitol Police is warning they've seen an increase in threats against members of Congress compared to last year. The agency investigated more than 8,000 threats in 2023, from concerning statements to direct threats against both parties. New data shows cases rose by nearly 500 compared to 2022. Capitol Police say threats do typically spike during election years. Back here at home, authorities in Juneau County are investigating what they call a suspicious death this morning after a man's body was found at the Oak Ridge Trail in Mauston. Authorities have closed a portion of the highway where the body was found on County Highway M at the Oak Ridge Trail parking area. That'll remain closed until the investigation is complete. Juneau County says this appears to be an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public. The owner of an Eau Claire cosmetic service business is in custody after being accused of sexual assault by his clients. 40-year-old Christopher J. Devlin is the owner of Renew Aesthetics in Eau Claire. Devlin's clients have accused him of sexually assaulting them, as well as taking inappropriate photos of sensitive areas while completing cosmetic procedures at his business. Devlin was arrested after police searched his property.
I think anybody would feel that you have a trusted medical professional. You trust that the services that they are providing are necessary, appropriate, and all the while you're being victimized and for his own personal sexual gratification. It's reprehensible. We have zero tolerance or patience for that type of behavior.
Devlin now facing multiple charges, including sexual assault. He declined to speak with investigators. A DeSoto man is in custody after allegedly stealing 3 cars in as many hours. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office says 26-year-old Colton Frazier was arrested Wednesday. He's accused of stealing an SUV and 2 pickup trucks that morning. Sheriff Roy Torgerson says the vehicles were all recovered shortly after they were stolen. 2 were found with minor damage. Frazier currently out of jail on a $5,000 signature bond. His next court appearance is early next month. La Crosse residents won't be on the hook for the cost of the city's emergency warming shelter. That's according to La Crosse's homeless services coordinator. Brian Sampson says the city has thousands of dollars left over from a Gunderson and Mayo Clinic health system. The health systems donated money last year to cover the cost of running a shelter at the city-owned Southside Neighborhood Center. This year's shelter at 621 3rd Street has opened 3 days this week. The city says they're confident it can open as many days as Mother Nature requires.
At this time, the criteria is if it reaches -18 feels like temperature. So that's based off of National Weather Service. We're having conversations as well with the health systems about should we be looking at a different criteria, but for now, that's what we're basing it off of.
Sampson says city officials are also getting feedback from people who use the shelter about what they need or what they would like there. He adds the hope with the city and county's Pathways Home Plan is more long-term housing solutions that'll eliminate the need for short-term emergency shelters. La Crosse could help alleviate its affordable housing shortage through accessory dwelling units. The city's planning department held a meeting last night to present a proposed ordinance allowing construction of these small residences on single-family property. Also known as granny flats or in-law suites, accessory units are causing conversation as a way to expand affordable housing. News 8's Jeremy Wall has the details for us.
Bitter cold did not stop folks from stopping by Myrick Park's Nature Center to learn about accessory dwelling units.
We're seeing it as an option that other communities are embracing, so we're looking at seeing how it'll work in La Crosse.
If passed by the Common Council, the units will be allowed in zones R1, R2, R3, R4, and Washburn 4.
It's also a way to add more housing without significantly changing what neighborhoods look like. It's adding to the rear yard. It's the street frontage is not changing.
The draft ordinance also states they must be no more than 17 feet high, 900 square feet, meet applicable codes, and not require any additional parking. Residents, including Bill Harnden, live in one of the proposed zones. He feels if passed, the accessory dwelling units will create issues.
It encompasses all of La Crosse and disrupts the integrity of R1.
If the Common Council approves them, La Crosse will join other local cities, including Onalaska, and allow them on residents' properties. In La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
The Common Council will vote on accessory dwelling units on February 8th. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Consumer news. We're bringing you several positive economic stories because sometimes good news is hard to come by. And if you're in the market for a new home or trying to sell yours, more good news when it comes to mortgage rates. We'll tell you about the latest planned interest rate drops after the break. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. How's this for an iconic photo? The star-studded dinner was in celebration of Jim Carrey's 62nd birthday. You can see comedian Jeff Ross, he posted the photo of the group on Instagram. It features Carrey front and center, along with late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, comedic actor Adam Sandler, and Princess Bride star Carrie Elwes. Also in the photo, David Spade, Howie Mandel, Bill Burr, Seth Green, and Craig Robinson. The party took place at Los Angeles hotspot the San Vicente Bungalows. Carrey is known for a long list of Hollywood hits, including the Ace Ventura franchise, Dumb and Dumber, Bruce Almighty, and Liar Liar. Bet that was a funny night. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
It's almost time to vote for Best of La Crosse County. Voting begins in every category February 1st. We'll announce all the winners on April 1st. Go to bestoflacrossecounty.com to learn more.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through the end of January, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store to redeem later just like cash. Start earning now on new resealable deluxe mixed nuts or whole cashews, $17.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. And 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand Easy Scoop Cow Litter, 2 for $14. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
It's the big game.
And the big game sale here at Carl's. Save up to 45% on major appliances. Buy any LG 4-piece kitchen package, get up to $500 back plus a free 55-inch TV. Save with exclusive Carl's rebates. Get free dishwasher installation. Save up to 80% on fireplace stands. Save up to $700 on Serta iComfort Eco mattresses. All LG and Samsung TVs are on sale too. Don't miss the big game and the big game sale.
Carl's Air Servicing Dealer since 1956.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Buy a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or sausage McGriddles and get one for $1.
Garbage day. Here you go.
Russell! I swear I've been seeing you everywhere.
I've been busy.
It's almost time to vote for Best of La Crosse County. Voting begins in every category February 1st. We'll announce all the winners on April 1st. Go to bestoflacrossecounty.com to learn more.
Presented by River Valley Remodelers.
Hey everyone, welcome back and a good Friday morning to you. Check out the schoolcast for this Friday, January 19th. Does include another bitterly cold start, 1 degree below zero at about 7 a.m. And look at the highs today, only in the single digits, 5 at lunchtime, 8 degrees this afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy sky, maybe a few flurries squeezed out of those passing clouds as well. Dog walking forecast, I've got red paws across the board just because of the bitter cold. Some dogs can handle the cold better than others. I think Lily has a good idea there just to kind of snuggle on the couch and maybe walking with Carol at some point. Speaking of dogs, my handy assistant here, Lola, it was so cold here earlier this week when she went outside to do her business. I looked outside and she kind of was standing there with her paw up because it was so cold. So again, keep an eye on those dogs when it's this cold, as some of them don't handle the cold as well as others. All right, speaking of cold, it's just that this morning, a little shine on the streets. Watch for some leftover slick spots from the recent precipitation. We had some light snow showers late yesterday into last evening. That activity is now pushed into the southern and southeastern Great Lakes. Just some passing clouds today around here. The main story today, it's cold. Either side of zero is our current temperatures. Wind chills in the teens below zero for most, even 24 below in Preston and Rochester. So another frigid day, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Highs only around 8 degrees. Now, I do have some good news, some milder temperatures in my 8-day forecast. I'll share it with you coming up in about 4 minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, we're putting the spotlight on good news because, as we all know, sometimes good news can be hard to come by. Kicking things off, first-time claims for unemployment have dropped to the lowest levels since 2022. That's according to data released yesterday from the Department of Labor. There were an estimated 187,000 initial claims at the end of last week. That's a drop of 16,000 from the week prior. Thursday's report also shows continuing claims are at their lowest level since October 2023. They dropped by 26,000 in the week ending January 6th. And some good news for home buyers. Mortgage rates are declining. The average rate is now 6.6%. That's the lowest rate since May. According to data released yesterday by Freddie Mac, mortgage rates remain a full percentage point lower than last year's high of 7.79. That's improving affordability for home buyers who've been struggling in one of the toughest markets in decades. And some potentially good news for the environment. The CEO of Uber says his company is devoting $800 million to help its drivers transition to electric vehicles. He spoke with CNN at the World Economic Forum's annual meeting in Switzerland, saying it's time to speed up the shift to electric vehicles.
I think the good news to start with is that EV penetration is increasing all over the world. So for example, on Uber, the Uber driver is 7 times more likely to move over to EVs because of the economic incentives we're putting forward.
The chief executive of the rideshare app is among a number of leaders expressing optimism at the economic summit. Experts at the WEF meeting this week have voiced confidence in action on climate change and the downward trend of inflation, as well as the overall health of the global economy. And some good news for American space travel. A SpaceX Dragon capsule is on its way to the International Space Station after a successful launch from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It's the 3rd crewed mission for the private company, Axiom Space, and is led by a former NASA astronaut. CBS News correspondent Michelle Medina reports from Los Angeles.
Rosalind Morehouse and Carolyn Sadeko sacrificed their diets for research.
My uniqueness is tethered to the fact that there's someone else who is genetically the same as me.
They were just one set of 22 identical twins who Stanford researchers studied for 8 weeks, comparing vegan and omnivore diets. Carolyn was randomly selected as the vegan.
It was challenging, just as I had expected.
Both diets were healthy, full of vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and void of starches and refined sugars. The vegan diet had no animal products. The omnivore included chicken, fish, eggs, cheese, dairy, and other animal-sourced food.
They made really significant changes in a number of nutrients, a number of foods, even the omnivores.
Christopher Gartner is a nutrition scientist at Stanford University and the lead author of the study. He found vegan eaters saw the most improvement to their cardiovascular health.
That the LDL cholesterol dropped by 14 milligrams per deciliter, which was more than a 10% drop. They didn't have high insulin levels to begin with, but they dropped in the vegan group, and they lost a little bit of weight.
Carolyn and Rosalind say both diets help change their eating habits.
I feel even more empowered to say, of all these things I can choose, I'm going to choose the healthier option or the plant-forward option.
Gartner says even a nudge in the plant-based direction can improve health.
That was the wrong story there. We apologize for that. And that wraps up your morning consumer news. The time now is 6:19. We'll check back in with News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl for a look at today's forecast. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Alexandra. Cold, and more cold. That's been the story around here. And we've got a few more days to deal with it. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday before we finally pull out of the freezer as we head into next week. A live look through CityCam will show steam rising off the buildings. That's the best indication of how cold it is. And you can see a little shine on the streets. Watch out for some leftover slick spots from the recent precipitation across the region. Wind chill advisory in play for most areas through 9 o'clock this morning. We've got another one issued for late tonight. I'll detail that in just a moment. Stuck in the freezer, as I mentioned, right through Sunday. And then milder temperatures heading into next week. Finally, looking at highs in the 30s, which is above average for a change. But until then, it's cold. 0 in La Crosse out at the airport, 1 above downtown at the station. Feels like 14 below, though, with a northwesterly breeze at 5 to 15 miles per hour. 0 for you folks in Eau Claire. Good morning to all of you up in the Chippewa Valley. Feels like 10 degrees to the bad side. So lots of lavender on this map. Yeah, we mentioned that. It's a pretty color, but not weather-wise in terms of temperatures, because that means temperatures are near 0 in all of those locations. 1 below in Black River Falls and Sparta, 2 below in Viroqua, 6 below in Preston and Rochester. And again, winds out of the northwest, a little bit stronger than 24 hours ago, and that's why we're seeing wind chills this morning in the teens below 0, even 25 below over in Preston and 24 below in Rochester. Now, wind chills through the day, generally about 10 to 15 below for much of the day, so it's going to stay cold through the day. And that wind chill advisory, first one expires later this morning, then another one issued for 3 to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Wind chills this morning, teens to 25 below. Tomorrow morning, 15 to 30 below, so common sense, folks. Bundle up and dress in layers, cover those extremities. So just some passing clouds today. That clipper that brought the light snow to some yesterday is now well to our south and east as high pressure builds in. That's going to be in control. This little trough will spread some clouds across the region today, maybe even squeeze out a flurry or two. You can see those clouds kind of fill back in through the day. Clearing tonight, not necessarily good news because that allows temperatures to really drop. And then tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but still cold. But notice the winds start to turn around to the south and southwest heading into Sunday. That's going to start our gradual warming trend through the day. Temperatures today, though, single digits above 0 across the region, so not much to write home about at all. In fact, these would be typical overnight lows this time of year. Speaking of, check out the lows tonight. Right around 9 or 10 below here in La Crosse. Single digits to around 10 below down to the south. Even some teens below 0, especially in our traditional colder spots to the north and east. Right around 8 or 9 below in Chippewa Falls and Eau Claire. So partly to mostly cloudy. Another frigid day. 8 above for the high. Bitterly cold tonight. Lows around 9 below. Still cold this weekend. 11 tomorrow. 6 below tomorrow night. 18 on Sunday. And then finally breaking into the 30s next week. Watching a couple of systems, especially Tuesday with a chance of snow. And then some light rain or snow showers potentially later Thursday or Thursday night. So a few more days, and then it's going to be heat wave, shorts weather, right? Next week. Alexandra.
It's going to feel like it. I did see someone in shorts yesterday, though. Well, time now is 6:23. Still ahead on your morning news. The La Crosse Police Department and La Crosse County Mental Health Crisis Division getting a major boost in funding. News 8's Allison Fergott will explain when we come back.
2 words, Passion-Bangor. It's one of the biggest rivalries in our area. And last night, Cardinals and Eagles renewing that rivalry on the hardwood. I'll have the highlights coming up in the Blitz.
Ashley's 48-hour super sale is happening January 28th through the 29th. For 2 days only, shop in store for exclusive deals on living room favorites delivered right on time for the big game. Plus, pay 0% interest through January 2029. Only at Ashley.
Everyone wants to hire people who are ready to work and passionate about what they do. People that are ready for an opportunity, a job, a career. They just need you to believe in them. Thinkability Wisconsin, providing workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers. They're ready to work and shape the future. All you have to do is start with yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
In America, every day can be an adventure. That's why we created the Ford Explorer, an SUV for adventures big and small. It's designed to see what you can't with an available 360-degree camera and voice-activated Sync 3 to stay connected. Plus, it's the all-time best-selling SUV in America. Be adventure ready with Ford Explorer. Now, get a new 2023 Ford Explorer with 1.9% financing for 66 months, plus $3,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
It's not an I thing, Dad. It's a we thing.
Get a large 2-topping take and bake pizza for just $10.99. Order now at papamurphys.com.
Did you know 80% of women are struggling with hair damage? Dryness and frizz that keeps coming back could be damaged hair that can't retain moisture. You need Pantene's Miracle Rescue Deep Conditioner. It's filled with provitamins to help hair lock in moisture, visibly repairing 6 months of damage in just one use, with no way down. Guaranteed or your money back. For hair that looks healthy and stays healthy. If you know it's Pantene.
Ashley's 48-hour super sale is happening January 28th through the 29th. For 2 days only, shop in store for exclusive deals on living room favorites delivered right on time for the big game. Plus, pay 0% interest through January 2029. Only at Ashley.
Welcome to the Blitz. 2 words, Bangor, Cashton. It's one of the biggest rivalries in our area. Cardinals and Eagles renewing that rivalry last night on the hardwood. Conference clash in Bangor. Students were pumped. Cashton 12-0 on the season. Cardinals undefeated so far in conference play. Eagles come out soaring in the first half. Connor Butzler connects on the corner 3. Cashton out in front. Visitors running away with it early on. Brett Hemmersbach ahead of the pack. The senior lays it in. Eagles jump out to a 16-point lead. Cardinals trying to claw back. Chase Horseman, count it, +1. Bangor cuts it back to just 11. But on the other end, Noah Hemmersbach starts heating up. The senior splashes home the 3. Cashton up double digits at the break. And the Eagles keeping their foot on the gas in the second half. Hoop and the harm for Ben Grandel. Timeout Cardinals. Cashton can taste it up 12, and the Eagles not letting up. Butzler, great find down low to Grandel. Another 3-point play for the senior. Cashton up 21, and check this out. Butzler behind the head, no look to Brett for the bucket. All Eagles last night, and for the first time since 2009, Cashton takes down rival Bangor on the hardwood, 75-53. Let's hit the ice. Aquinas-Holman hosting West Salem at the Omni Center last night, picking up action in the first. Avs on the power play. Owen Holm gets a hold of it, rips it top shelf for the first goal of the night. Avalanche go on top. Into the second period now. More from the home team. Jack Barth open in the slot. He puts it away like it's nothing. Avalanche in complete control. Minutes later, the captain, Calvin Gilbertson, sneaks it through the 5-hole for his 100th point. Aquinas-Holman goes up 3-0. And then later, more from the Avs. This time, it's Jax Hendrickson from the blue line. That makes it 4 unanswered goals for Aquinas-Holman. Avalanche cruise to the win, 5-0 the final. Holman Wrestling hosting Sparta and Lacrosse for a triangular last night. Starting the action at 1:44, Vikings starting off in dominant fashion. They collect 5, that's right, 5 pins. They race out to a big lead. Jump to 285 now. Sparta's Caden Zweifel getting 6 points of his own. He collects a first period pin, gets the Spartans on the board. What a battle at 113. Brock Needham collecting a takedown. Every point matters as he wins it 9-8. Holman wins 57-16. They also beat Lacrosse by the same score. How about some college wrestling? 10th ranked UW Whitewater visiting 3rd ranked UW La Crosse starting at 1:33. UW Whitewater's John Fortugno collecting a takedown on his way to a decision victory. Warhawks lead it. Jump to 141. UWL Sam Lorenz collects the takedown, goes on to get the decision. Eagles trail by 4. Now at 149, more Eagles. Tyler Goebel collects a big 3 points, gets the decision win. Eagles now down just 1. Top wrestler at 157. UWL's Nolan Hurdle getting the takedown, major decision. Eagles go ahead by 3. 165 now. UWL's Tate Flegge pulling away late, collects the major decision. Home team up by 7. UWL goes on to win it 29-7. They're still perfect in the WIAC. They can't celebrate too long, though. 2nd-ranked Augsburg visits La Crosse on Saturday. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Hardee's Double Deals start at $2.99. Choose a double cheeseburger, bacon double cheeseburger, or new barbecue bacon double cheeseburger. $2.99 never looked so good. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis.
Ned, what are you wearing?
He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis.
Ned?
It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla have depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Big savings on some of the best brands in furniture. We're clearing our showrooms to make way for fresh new introductions with hundreds of items reduced to their lowest prices ever. Dining rooms and bedrooms from Daniel's Amish and Canal Dover. Sofas and sectionals from Flex Steel and Smith Brothers. And dining by Canadel. Plus the area's best selection of top grain leather from Stressless, Palliser, and Lazy Boy. It's happening now during the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
We know you care. But if this is all too real for you and your loved ones, make the call. Because we care too. Home instead. To us, it's personal.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose your favorite flavors for endless combinations. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Home furniture. There's no place like home.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Welcome back. In your medical news this morning, congressional Democratic lawmakers have introduced a new bill intended to protect access to infertility treatments. The new Access to Family Building Act would make assisted reproductive treatments like in vitro fertilization a statutory right and would allow patients to decide how sperm and eggs are used in reproductive treatments. Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth says the new bill would protect people seeking treatments from strict state abortion laws. A new study is finding that having a hobby like gaming or playing an instrument may help you get better physical exercise. New research from the University of Copenhagen found that after participants rode a bike, the part of the brain that focuses on fine motor skills performed about 10% better. The study's researchers say the new data could be applied to help people better perform during their everyday tasks. The La Crosse County Board is giving its approval to a grant aimed at helping those people struggling with their mental health. The city of La Crosse and La Crosse County have been working together to improve interactions between authorities and people experiencing mental health crises. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has those details.
It's a really unique partnership that we have. We have a city police department partnering with a county entity to better serve our community, which is awesome.
Coming together to ensure those struggling with their mental health get the help they need. The La Crosse Police Department is working with the county's Mental Health Crisis Division to improve how they respond to situations involving people going through a crisis.
Our current Chief Kudron several years ago looked at that on how do we better serve? How do we better work with our community and our resource-rich community to provide the services at the right time for those in crisis?
County health experts ride along with officers, making sure those struggling receive an intervention that works best for them.
The goal of the program is to provide the right resource at the right time.
Officers and specialists are working to move away from hospitalization or criminalization and instead provide a more appropriate response based on the situation.
So we're able to keep people in their homes and get them coordinated with care the next day. Most of mental illness is treated in the community.
The Ride Along program has been around for a year and a half, but on a limited basis. There's only one community response unit, but the Connect and Protect grant will provide another response team, doubling the time this service is available.
It was historically running from 12 to 4. With this grant, we're able to expand and change hours from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., Monday through Friday.
The grant will be distributed over 3 years, ensuring this alternative response program can continue helping those who need it the most.
It continues to be that opportunity to connect people to the right services at the right time, offer hope and insight into there are treatment options that don't necessarily, people don't always know about sources in.
That was Allison Fergit reporting. Seafield says if you are seeing someone experience a mental health crisis, you should reach out to local law enforcement, or you can call 988 or encourage the person to go to a hospital. A big show for the cameras. That's what Wisconsin's Republican Assembly Majority Leader is calling a GOP attempt to impeach Elections Commission Administrator Megan Wolf. Several Republican lawmakers have called for the impeachment of Wolf over her handling of the 2020 election. Senate Republicans voted to fire her last fall, but a Dane County judge ruled that vote had no legal effect. In the Assembly, State Representative Janelle Brandtjen introduced a resolution to impeach Wolf, but it doesn't have much support. Assembly Majority Leader Tyler August says the Assembly won't vote on it, saying the group is, quote, focused on getting real things, not grifting. It's an attempt to preserve does and regrow the region's herd. The DNR says hunters killed 14.7% fewer bucks in the zone during November's 9-day gun season compared to the 5-year average. Under the bill introduced Wednesday, hunters in the zone would be prohibited from killing antlerless deer for the next 4 years. In a memo, the group of lawmakers say they want future generations to be able to enjoy the tradition of hunting in northern Wisconsin. A La Crosse County woman spreading positivity across the country with the help of some crochet hooks, and now she's getting recognition at the state capitol. Representative Steve Doyle nominated Kathleen Jensen as a 2024 hometown hero during a state assembly session. As we've previously reported, Jensen overcame a dark time in her life and now crochets hearts with positive messages for suicide prevention. In a statement, she said she hopes her project causes a ripple effect of kindness to help someone feel loved and valued. Time now is 6:37. Here's News 8 meteorologist Bill Grahl to tell us what to expect for our morning commute. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Alexandra. Jeff's fine. We're all one-syllable names, right? Bill, Jeff, Greg, Joe, Jim. All right. Let's check that DriveCast. All is quiet other than the fact that it's bitterly cold. Watch for some leftover slick spots. You can see traffic moving along nicely on Interstate 90 out there in Onalaska. I do have a yellow light just for those leftover slick spots, especially the side streets and secondary roads this morning. Otherwise, bitterly cold through the day, but roads should be in decent shape. The snow showers from yesterday have shifted well to our south and east. Look at this little stringer or snow band over Lake Michigan. Some interesting meteorological stuff going on there. Temperatures 0 in Eau Claire and La Crosse, and single digits above and below 0 across the region. Wind chills in the teens below 0, even some 20s below 0 in parts of southeastern Minnesota. So yet another frigid day today, partly to mostly cloudy, maybe a flurry or two squeezed out of some of those clouds. Highs in La Crosse only around 8 degrees. Hey, coming up in our Buzz Report, playoff fever taking the Badger State by storm as the Packers get ready to face the 49ers in tomorrow's divisional round game. By the way, tracking some rain for Santa Clara. We'll keep an eye on that. Could be a wet game. We'll take a special look at the NFL, and I'll have my full 8-day forecast coming up after the break.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
Luther High School is a powerhouse in culture and fulfilling the needs of each student. We recognize the future needs of all students, whether it's a four-year college, trades, or a trade school. Our on-site industrial arts program offers advanced welding, advanced woodworking programs, and our Industry 4.0 classes allow stackable credits at technical colleges throughout Wisconsin. Luther High School, Christ-centered, encouraging and preparing students for life. Schedule your tour today. Go to lutherhigh.org.
Save big this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Pepsi products, 6-pack mini cans or bottles, just $2.99 each when you buy 4. Jack's Pizza is just $2.48. Get General Mills cereal like Cheerios for just $1.99. Tostitos, just $2.99. Hy-Vee bacon is just $2.99. And Prego Italian sauce is only $1.48. Get these great deals and more Friday through Sunday only at Hy-Vee.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardiance, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too. Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to a sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction, and don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with the big story to tell.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
Hey, welcome back. A good Friday morning to all of you. We're having some fun this morning. When it's this cold, you gotta have some fun, right? How would you describe the cold? I included some of my favorites or commonly used terms that I use in the weather forecasting business. Bitterly cold, brutally cold, and then a couple of my favorites, I can't feel my face cold and or stupid cold. I posted these on our Facebook pages, so share your thoughts. Valerie said wicked cold. I like that one. And Tracy said nose hair frozen cold. Yeah, we all know how that feels, which is not fun. So go to Facebook and share your thoughts on how you would describe the recent cold weather we've had. Speaking of, 0. Out at the La Crosse Airport, 1 above downtown La Crosse. Feels like 14 below, though, with a northwesterly breeze at about 5 to 15. 0 in Eau Claire with a wind chill of 10 degrees below 0. So lots of spots all the way into the south central plains. Shivering this morning in the single digits above and below 0. We're right at 0 in Eau Claire and La Crosse, as you saw. 4 below in Black River Falls and Viroqua, also 4 below in Preston. And again, those winds a little stronger than they were 24 hours ago. Northwesterly at 5 to 15. So that's pushing wind chills into the teens below 0 for most, even 23 below Preston and 24 below 0 in Rochester. And we're going to stay generally in the 10 to 15 below range for much of the day. So that wind chill advisory in play until mid-morning. Then another one has been issued for 3 to 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. As you saw, wind chills this morning, teens to maybe as cold as 20 to 25 below. And then late tonight, tomorrow morning, 15 to 30 below. So common sense, folks. Cover those extremities, bundle up, and dress in layers. So some passing clouds right now. That clipper that brought some light snow showers and flurries now to our south and east. Look at that snow band coming off of Lake Michigan into northwestern parts of Indiana. Little trough to the north and west here. That's going to spread some clouds back into the area, maybe even squeeze out some flurries, but high pressure and control. It's going to keep us high, dry, and cold. So again, clouds at times today, clearing tonight, leading to another bitterly cold night. And then the good news tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but still cold. And then heading into Sunday, notice the wind starting to turn to the south. That's going to help warm us a little bit and then really warm us up into next week. Not today, though. Single digits above highs, above 0, I should say, for highs. These would be typical overnight lows, by the way. And speaking of those overnight lows, check out the readings for tonight. Right around 9 or 10 below in the La Crosse area. Single digits to around 10 below far south, and even some teens below 0 in our traditional colder spots to the north and east. Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls, you'll be right around 8 or 9 below. So my forecast for today, partly to mostly cloudy. Another frigid day, 8 above, 9 below tonight. Bitterly cold. Wind's not as strong, but still wind chills in the teens and 20s below 0. And still cold even with sunshine tomorrow, 11, 6 below tomorrow night. 18 on Sunday, and then we finally break out of the deep freeze. 30s for highs through next week. A couple of systems. One could provide some snow chances on Tuesday, and then some light rain or snow showers late Thursday or Thursday night. That's the latest check, my 8-day forecast. Now here's Alexandra with our Buzz Report.
We're taking a special look at the world of football today as playoff fever sweeps the country and the Packers get ready to face the 49ers tomorrow. We're not sure which football teams will be in Super Bowl 58 just yet, but we do know who will be entertaining at the big game in Sin City. Post Malone, Reba McEntire, and Andra Day now confirmed as pregame performers. Usher is the star of this year's Super Bowl halftime show, set to take place on February 11th.
They should be frustrated. We're extremely disappointed. Disappointed for them, disappointed in our performance. But my message would be this: we have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
That was former Packers head coach Mike McCarthy talking about his new team's loss to the Green and Gold. The Packers, of course, dominated the Dallas Cowboys on their home turf, winning last week's wild card playoff 48-32. The Cowboys' loss was so devastating, some thought McCarthy would lose his job. Now, however, Dallas announcing the team will retain McCarthy. The Pack have the 3 playoff wins at AT&T Stadium, the Cowboys' home field since 2009. That's the same number that Dallas has.
All right, let's go. It's going to be the Packers, so it was a great game to watch, and they came out ready to play against the Cowboys, and man, they played really well. So
49ers quarterback Brock Purdy had nothing but praise for the Pack ahead of tomorrow's matchup in San Francisco. Purdy's 49ers were the top seed in the NFC this year. The Packers were the lowest seed heading into the postseason with a record of 9 wins and 8 losses. But the Green and Gold definitely have momentum right now. They've won 4 straight. Tomorrow's game will kick off at 7:15 p.m. Central on Fox. You can also stream it on NFL Plus, YouTube TV, and Fubo.
I can't believe this guy's crying over a football game. And that's true. It's funny to cry over a football game, but it was more than that.
Other people to join me just for support for the Lions. I mean, it ain't no big deal. Put a little blue dye on there. It washes out easily.
The blue hair, wow. The Packers not the only NFC North team still alive in the quest for the Super Bowl. As you just saw, Detroit fans getting emotional after the Lions recorded their first playoff win in 32 years. The Lions will play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round on Sunday. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8, starting with Gavin, turning 8 months old today. He loves trying new foods and going sledding with the family's puppy. Clint is turning 80 years old today. He loves spending time with his family, his morning coffee, and loves to dance. And Ed is turning 88 years old today. He loves living on the farm and his wife, Mary. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures button right there on the homepage. Time now is 6:49. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know this morning in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is just after the break.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through the end of January, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store to redeem later just like cash. Start earning on 40-pound bags of wood fuel pellets, $4.99. Rewards members pay just $4.79. New Blaine's brand washer fluid, $2.49 a gallon for Rewards members. Plus, Chick Days are coming. Order yours in-store or online. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Buy a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or sausage McGriddles and get one for $1.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat?
Dude, it's 85 degrees.
85? Do you have any idea what a couple degrees will do to our gas bill?
Why is it so hot here?
Someone turned up the heat.
What do you think you're doing?
I like to sleep with my window open.
You are not supposed to touch a thermostat.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's where you'll find incredible savings on closeouts, floor samples, and overstocks. Sofas from Flexsteel and Smith Brothers, casual dining from John Thomas and Cannondale, bedrooms by Canal Dover and Daniels Amish, and the area's best selection of quality leather from Stressless and Lazy Boy. It's all in stock, ready for immediate delivery, and all at real savings. Hurry in for the best selection during the January clearance. It's on now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
PB and J? PB before we go. P before we go. P before we go. Huh. See you tomorrow? Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone! High five. Let's start this year with a bang. Coming in hot.
Way to do it. Applause to you.
Boom!
You know you're Drew Barrymore, right?
Oh, yeah. We're built for this.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8. News 8, your home for Super Bowl 58.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Breaking overnight, a massive police presence on Farnham Street on La Crosse's south side. Late last night, News 8 sent a team to the scene who saw numerous police cars, including a SWAT unit, around Farnham Street and West Avenue. They also saw police with assault-style rifles standing guard in the street. La Crosse City Police could not confirm details, but did say their command staff were all busy. We also reached out to dispatch to see if there's a risk to public safety. We were told we would get a call back. This is a breaking story. We will continue to monitor it and provide updates as we receive them. New this morning, La Crosse fire crews were called to a structure fire last night in the 1600 block of Denton Street. News 8 crews on scene reported seeing smoke coming from the roof of the residence and firefighters climbing onto the roof to try to access what appeared to be the attic of the home. Fire officials say nobody was hurt. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Authorities in Juneau County are investigating what they call a suspicious death this morning after a man's body was found at the Oak Ridge Trail in Mauston. Authorities have closed a portion of the highway where the body was found on County Highway M at the Oak Ridge Trail parking area. That'll stay closed until the investigation is complete. Juneau County says this appears to be an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public. La Crosse residents won't be on the hook for the cost of the city's emergency warming shelter. That's according to La Crosse's homeless services coordinator. Brian Sampson says the city has thousands of dollars left over from Gunderson and Mayo Clinic Health System. The health systems donated money last year to cover the cost of running a shelter at the city-owned Southside Neighborhood Center. This year's shelter at 621 3rd Street has opened 3 days this week. The city says they're confident it can open as many days as Mother Nature requires.
At this time, the criteria is if it reaches -18 feels like temperature. So that's based off of National Weather Service. We're having conversations as well with the health systems about should we be looking at a different criteria, but for now, that's what we're basing it off of.
Sampson says city officials are also getting feedback from people who use the shelter about what they need or would like. He adds the hope with the city and county's Pathway Home Plan is more long-term housing solutions to eliminate the need for short-term emergency shelters. A La Crosse County woman spreading positivity across the country with the help of some crochet hooks. Now she's getting recognition at the state capitol. Representative Steve Doyle nominated Kathleen Jensen as a 2024 Hometown Hero. As we've previously reported, she overcame a dark time in her life and now crochets hearts with positive messages for suicide prevention. In a statement, Jensen said she hopes her project causes a ripple effect of kindness to help someone feel loved and valued. We have a link to the Little Heart Project on our website.
Yet another cold start to the day. Temperatures on either side of zero. In fact, we're right at zero in La Crosse and Eau Claire. Many spots single digits below zero, teens below zero for wind chills, even some 20 to 25 below readings in Rochester and Preston. Another frigid day, highs only around 8 above with blustering northwest winds and staying cold through the weekend. Highs in the teens, but finally breaking out of the deep freeze next week with highs in the 30s. Watch for a snow chance on Tuesday.
Thank you, Bill. Well, 12 teams have just 64 hours to sculpt grand masterpieces from Minnesota snow and ice at the World Snow Sculpting Championship this week. Competitors traveling as far as Mexico and Turkey to take part in the event. Team Mexico is carving 2 chubby horses. With sparse snowfall this winter, snowmaking crews from a nearby ski resort provided over 200 truckloads to ensure enough material to last. Last year, 50,000 people attended to see the icy artworks. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We will see you back here at noon. Have a great day, everyone.